हाँ लौकी हाँ लौकी आज क्या आपका मॉक सेशन है क्या? नहीं, आप कितना बजे तक? वो थोड़ा कितना घंटा? वो टाइमिंग नहीं पता सर, आधा घंटा। अच्छा, बाद में अवेलेबल है क्या आप लोग? बाद में सर 1 घंटा है तो देखो, क्योंकि अभी देखो अभी 11:25 में बोला था, अभी 11:40 हो रहा है। ये नहीं होना चाहिए ना। हाँ लंच का टाइम देंगे, क्योंकि देखो अभी लेक्चर आप अटेंड करो, वो होने के बाद 1 घंटा बस मुझको, क्योंकि इवन कैसा होता है, इवन आई एम कमिंग सच ए अराउंड 18 किलोमीटर अवे, बार बार नहीं आ सकता ना, थोड़ा रेस्ट ले वो, देन थोड़ा स्टार्ट करेंगे। ब्रेक, प्रॉपर ब्रेक लेंगे, नॉट डोंट वरी, ऐसा नहीं हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। बंद करो तो। हाँ हाँ, ओके, सो आई होप नाउ प्लीज all of you, one request all of you, it is when I given a time, be in the time, okay, क्योंकि last time also I came 9 o'clock, you people we started lecture at 9:30 9:40 हो गया, पहले दिन भी थोड़ा हो गया, ओके, इसलिए हम एक्सटेंड किया। आज थोड़ा मेरा 10-15 मिनट मेरा लेट हो गया, वो इधर पैचअप हो रहा है। ओके, वैसा मत करो, क्योंकि कैसा हो रहा है, मुझको भी एक कंस्ट्रेंट है ये इतना टाइम में वो कंप्लीट करने का। ओके, तो इसलिए थोड़ा अगर लंच ब्रेक तो देने वाला है ना, अगर लंच ब्रेक है तो लंच ब्रेक लेंगे ना, वो हमको भी पता है, हाँ 1 घंटा नहीं आने वाला। So when it's 15 minutes, make stick to 15 minutes. ठीक है, okay. Yes, all of you. Laukik, hope you are there. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Now you are, my understanding is there you have a system. Yes. Right. Now I have given you the architecture here, how it is, the system is. Okay, now you are anyway, this is your system, Windows. Now you are on top of window, you have whatever amount, all of you, please don't discuss. Okay, so you have 16 GB RAM or 20 GB, whatever you have. Out of that, it occupied, this entire virtual machine itself is occupied 4 or 5 GB. Okay, so when you open this machine, the first you will have a $sign. That is what here is, what is a local file system. This is a local file system. Okay, on this machine, like how you have window, in that there Linux. On top of Linux, they have created a Hadoop environment, right? In Hadoop environment, if you want to check that Hadoop environment, so you can, there are some Hadoop commands are there. You cannot run directly. There are some Hadoop commands are there. So these commands only you have to execute. Okay, to see being in local file system. This is what I call it as a local file system. Okay, local file system. So you are, it is like just like a Linux machine. On top of that, they have created a Hadoop. Here we have what a name node, data node, all you have. Right. Now the first being in this place, okay, being in this local file. Now if you want to access anything from Hadoop environment, okay, you have to work with the Hadoop commands. Okay, you have to work with the Hadoop commands. Now, for example, I go here. Okay, when I go here, so I will use simple command. Okay, ls minus l. It means that I am in the local file system. Okay, ls minus l in the local file system. You can see some training material is there here. CD. If I want to go to training material, so okay, if I am in the training material, if I go to training material here, CD, training material, I go to training material folder. Okay, here, I was talking about, if you diagrammatically, if you see, in this case, okay, there is a training material folder. Okay, I am into local, I will go to a training material folder, but still I am not in Hadoop, right? So in the training material, you have so many things. Okay, again, use ls minus l. Okay, you have some developer, HBase, Hive, this one. Go to developers. Okay, ls minus l. You have some exercises, data and all. CD data, you go. ls minus l means you have some files here. Correct? So you are in still local file system. As per this diagram, you are here in this place. Okay, now you are in the Hadoop. I told you being in local file system, if you want to access any files from here in this environment, there are Hadoop commands. There are what? Hadoop commands. So those Hadoop commands are many Hadoop commands are there. And they are all Linux commands only. Now you have seen Linux commands, right? So same Linux commands, let us see how to use the Hadoop commands. I think if you go to the diagram, what you do, you just go to Google. Okay, in the Google, just Hadoop, Apache Hadoop file system commands. Just type it. Okay, you will come to that hadoopapache.org commands manual. You will have a guide, full guide is there. Okay, even if you see that FS commands here, double click on these commands. Double click on that portal, URL. You will see this so many things. Commands are here. Okay, so I'll give an appropriate statement here. What is that? Apache Hadoop file system commands. Okay, now you can just see that one of them. If you click on this, yeah, the first one you can just see here. This is what. Okay, so this is the command Hadoop Apache Hadoop commands. Okay, Apache Hadoop commands. So these commands are usually we use to work with the Apache. Okay, so 1 minute. HDFS commands guide. I'll give an exactly. This is only, but they will give, because it's an open source. They give you all openly everything you can see here. All modules are there, everything here. Now, what you want to do? You want a commands. Okay, so if you want a commands, I think file system 1. Yeah, you can just see here file system shell. Okay, these are all commands. Okay, you can see these are all commands. So many commands are there. I will give very few commands which are very important. One is how to copy from local file system into Hadoop. Okay, manually. Okay, that's one I will tell you. Second, I told you a scoop. Okay, we have a data in the database. From the database, how to bring data into Hadoop. That also I will just show. Right. So now here you can just first command, very important command is a ls command. You know, ls command is we can see the contents of the file. Now in the same way, if you want to see a commands here, now let it be wherever you are in the local file system. If I want to see what is in Hadoop, what I do, Hadoop FS. Hadoop FS. In some cases you use a Hadoop also. In some cases you use a HDFS also. HDFS hyphen DFS. HDFS hyphen DFS. DFS stands for distributed file system. Distributed file system. Now here we can also use Hadoop FS. Any command of Hadoop starts with minus. FS Hadoop minus, for example, ls. Ls you know already list structure. So now I want to know the set of files or directory from the root directory of Hadoop. Okay, what is how to see a root directory? Slash. Right. Now enter. See, these are the commands in Hadoop. These are the commands in Hadoop. Hadoop fs minus ls. See here, if you use just ls minus command, you will see these things. ls minus l, if you use, you will see these things. But Hadoop fs minus l, if you see, Hadoop fs minus ls means you are pointing to Hadoop. Okay, so you will see, you will find what hbase temp user where directory. Now just check what is in user directory. Okay, I will use same command /user. Okay, so it means I want to see in the user directory. In the user directory, we have two folders, that is Hive and training. Right. So now if I want to see what is in training directory, I can /training. Okay, you can see nothing. You can see nothing because in there is a training user/training is a directory in Hadoop. Root is /. Within that, there is a user directory. Within that, you have a training directory. Suppose if you want to make your own directory there, what is the command? What is the command? mkdir. This is we use in Linux. But if I want to do in Linux, what is the command? Everything is Hadoop fs minus mkdir. Where you want to create a file? I want to create in the root. In the root, we have a one folder called user. In the user, we have a training folder. Correct? Okay, now what is the name of the directory you can create? Suppose if I want to create like a my files. I will create one folder called my files directory, which belongs to training, that belongs to user in Hadoop. Okay, enter. You have created in Hadoop. Now, if you want to check it is what is in the, if you want to go to, if you want to see the what is the contents of my files folder, so you can see here ls, and you can use from this particular folder. If you want to see, okay, currently you don't have anything because I don't have. I created one folder. Or if you want to see whether it has created or not, okay, earlier training was empty. Now, if you see in the training, we have one file, one folder called a directory. I think you can also see here D stands for directory. Okay, so now you have created in a Hadoop environment one directory called my files, which belongs to training directory, that belongs to user directory in the root. Now use here ls minus l. I have some files here. Okay, I have some files. Okay, so these one of the file I want to copy there. Means manually I want to move files into manually. Here I'm moving manually. Okay, if I want to move, let us take an example. I want to move this file or a small file. Let me take it. This small file, I want to move this file. Okay, if I want to move this file, what is the command? Hadoop fs minus. Okay, Hadoop fs minus. Here there are two commands. One is a put command. A second command is a copy from local. The two commands are there. One is a put command. Second is a copy from local. Means from the local file system you want to copy. How to use that one? Let me use the first put command. Hadoop fs minus put. Okay. Then source directory, source file. What is your source file? There is a file called movie lens readme. Okay, I can use movie lens dot readme. This file I want to copy into Hadoop. Where I want to copy? / target directory / first user. User has a training / there's a file folder called my files. Within that I want to copy. This file I want to copy over there. Enter. Okay, you have copied. You have copied files from your local file system into a Hadoop. Okay, is that clear to you all? So now check how to check that file, whether it's copied or not. Can you check me how to give me command? What is the command to check whether the file is copied or not? Come on. What is that? Give me command. Minus ls user and training. Very good. My files. because you have copied in my files. So let me give Hadoop. Because you want to just only a file, it is there. Hadoop fs minus ls / user / training / my files. Right? / means within that directory you want to see. Enter. Just check whether the file got copied or not. Copied here. This file is there already. Is that clear? Yes. Now, if I want to see the contents of the file, what is the command? I want to see what is within that file. Yeah. Very good. Same. That path. कहाँ से देख रहा है वो path? बस. What is that command? Hadoop. Any command, whatever Linux you have studied, any command here it begins with a Hadoop. Hadoop fs minus. That's all. Okay. Now Hadoop fs minus cat is a command, right? Okay. Which file it is? Where it is? /user / training / my files / which file you want to see? Movie. MOVIE LENS readme. Okay. Readme. Now this is the command. Hadoop fs minus ls my file. Enter. This is the contents of that file. Readme file contains this information. Okay. Clear? Yeah. Right. You are copying manually. You are copying. Okay. Manually you are copying into that file. Now there is one more command. This is a put command is there. Okay. There is one more command that's called a copy from local. Okay. Now when I go to this particular site here, whatever the site I have shown you here, one is a put command. PPP put. If you use a put command here, Hadoop fs minus put. There are so many options. Minus f is what, minus p is what, and all. So now here what are you doing? So Hadoop fs minus copy single source or a multiple source. Either you can copy multiple files. You can also copy instead of giving single file, you give a multiple file star.stop. Right. So you can give copy single source or a multiple sources from local file system to the destination file system. It copies from the single source or multiple source into destination. Agar you have 5 files, I can copy Hadoop fs minus put file 1, file 2, file 3, enter. Now, what is the next command I have told you that? This is cat command. You can say this is a cat. How to use cat here? Hadoop fs minus cat. Okay. Hadoop fs minus cat. mkdir. If you want to see mkdir, here mkdir. Okay. Mkdir means it takes path URI as an argument and creates a directory. Whatever you give, name of the file and name of the directory, it takes that as a parameter and it creates a directory. Right. So now one more command I told you that here, copy. Okay. Copy from local. Copy from local means you are copying. It is same as put. It is same as put. You are copying file from here to there. Now let us here copy here. Copy from local. Identical to the put command. Identical to the, it's same as what a put command. Now, if I go here, let us take ls minus L. Okay, let me copy one more file here. There's one more file called, say, movie lens -small.sql. This is a file I want to copy here to there. Now, how to copy? Hadoop fs minus copy from. Please remember this, F is a capital. From L is a capital, local. Copy from local. Which file you want to copy? Because you are already in this directory. You are already here in the same directory. Okay. Sorry, you are already in the data directory. From the data directory, you want to copy. Yeah, please. Huh? Yeah, CP also you can use it. CP also you can use it. Minus CP. Minus CP you can call it. I will show that also. Okay, from local, what is the file you want to copy? I want to copy movie lens. Okay, this I want to copy. Yeah, I just control C edit. Hadoop fs minus copy from local, and name of the file is movielens-small.sql. Okay, this file where you want to copy, I want to copy once again user/training/my-files/ enter. Okay, it's also copied. Both are say if you want to check files are copied or not, what's the command? Hadoop fs minus ls. Okay, slash. Okay, user/training/my-files/ slash. Okay, now you can just check. There are two files which I have got copied. One is a readme which I have copied through the put command, and movie lens-small.sql is copied through copy from local file. Okay, I think if you go back to again some commands are here. What is that here? Yeah. So here, go back here. I think you are talking about a CP, right? You can see CP is also there. Okay. How do you use Hadoop fs minus CP? Okay. If you use here, you can see Hadoop fs minus CP and give a source file name and target file. Give a source file name and a target file name. That is what you can use it. Try with CP. You just take one sample file, you take it. You create it. One sample file you create on local file system. One just temporary file. You create how to create a sample file in local file system. What's the command? Now I want to create one file here. How can I create? What is that? Touch भी कर सकता है touch ना touch file name. Okay, what is that? File 1. Enter. Okay, it has created. Now just check it here, ls-l. There's a file called what? Touch. Okay, copy this file into my files using CP command. Can you give me a command? I will tell you. I'll write. Give me command. I want to copy file 1 in Hadoop. What is the command? Using CP command. Tell me. Hadoop. Minus CP. Just a minute. Hello. हाँ sir बोले. 42. हाँ. Okay, minus CP. What's the command? File 1. Okay, again use a path, full path. What is that path? User/training/my-files/ you can copy here file 1, enter. Hadoop fs minus. Yeah. Okay. File 1, no such directory. Sorry? My file, sir, my file. What is that directory?
File name is file 1. So,
my file, sir, my file.
my files.
No. File 1 is not find this something here. ls minus something here. file1 Hadoop fs minus cp file 1, okay, slash user slash training slash my files. Let me copy here only. Showing is not found here. Let me use, sorry, I think I may use a path. What's the path here? PWD. But a big path I have to use. This path I have to use, full path. Control C. Okay, Hadoop fs minus cp. Give this path. It's not copying. The big path I have to use it. Copy Hadoop fs minus cp. Okay, slash file 1 to where user training my file slash. Saying no. Let me use a create cat file 2. I will use file 2.txt. Yeah? Just sample I am using. Okay, control C. File 2. I will use file 2. .txt. Okay. What I do that Hadoop fs minus c home training material developer data file 2.txt. I want to copy into my files. Why it is giving? CP, right? Hadoop fs minus cp. Example, if you see here, Hadoop fs minus cp user Hadoop file 1. I think it should copy. Okay, this is my source. And I want to copy into. No. 1 minute. CP is used for not from local file system to Hadoop. Within Hadoop 1-to-1, if you want to copy, it does not point to. Within Hadoop, you can copy. Example, I will tell you one more folder I will create. What is that folder? Hadoop. How to create folder? Hadoop fs minus mkdir slash user slash training slash. I use my files 2. Another directory. Okay. In another my files 2, I use. Now I will copy from my file to my files. My file 2. What is that? Hadoop fs minus cp. Okay. Hadoop fs minus cp slash user slash training slash my files slash, what is the file name I want to copy? Movie. I want to copy one file, na? Or if I want to copy all files, I can use star.star. Right, star.star, all files I want to copy. Where I want to copy? Slash user slash training slash, which is the new directory I have created? My files 2. Okay. Within this directory, I will copy slash. Slash means your pointer is pointing to within that file. Enter. Copy it. Okay, copy. There is see the difference. Copy from local, put command and cp command. Copy from local and put command copies from local file system into Hadoop. Within Hadoop from one place to another place, if you want to copy, it is called a -cp. Same thing if you want to rename a file, within that only. What is the command? How to rename a file? How to rename a file? MV. Okay, within that itself we can rename. Hadoop fs -mv, then give a path name and old path name or old file name, replace with a new file. That command we can use it. Right. Same thing if you want to, whatever the, if I want to delete this all files, whichever I have copied, how can I do it? RM. Hadoop fs -rmr. You can use RMR. Okay. User that belongs to a training. So within training, what is that? My files. Within that, which file I want? If I want to read all files, I can read all files here. Star.star. These are all files I want to delete. Okay. All files means 2 files are there. Both files are deleted here. Okay. You can see both files are movie length small s.sql, movie length dot readme also. What is that? RMR. Suppose if now my files is a directory now, it's become an empty directory, right? Now if I want to delete, remove that directory, what is the command to remove a directory? RMDIR. Okay, same thing I can use Hadoop fs -rmdir slash user slash training slash my files. Enter. Deleted. Okay. So whatever commands of Linux, just you begin with the Hadoop fs -. Now you have as per this diagram, you have copied file from this location. Sorry, from this location to here. Correct. So let me just give here. Now this is your Hadoop. Okay. And this is your local file system. Okay. Currently where you are? You are here. Okay. Whatever that data directory is there, na? Training material slash data directory. Sorry, training material slash data. Some files are here. Now here you have created a slash user slash training slash my files. You have created here. Okay. You have created in this. So from here to here, if you want to copy whatever files are here, I want to copy here. You can, that's what I said, put a command, cp, put a command you can use, and copy from local also you can use. Suppose there's a one more directory. Okay, here itself. Okay, user slash training slash my file 2. My file 2. This is a separate directory, but this is a part of Hadoop. If you want to copy from this location, whatever files you have here, if you want to copy under this, what is that command? CP. You have to use a CP. Then at the same time, you can also use a, if you want to rename a file, you can use a RM. And if you want to remove a directory, RMDIR. Okay, so being in this place, okay, you can delete all these commands, directories, all these files. You can rename a file, you can copy a file, all you do it being in a local file system. Okay, now second, if you want to copy a file from here to here, reverse. Okay, put is a copy from local file system into Hadoop file. Okay, to get a file, command is a get. Get, put opposite get. Copy from local, opposite is a copy to local. Copy from local and copy to local. If you see here that, for example, copy from local, copy to local. Means when you use a copy to local, means your source path is a Hadoop directory, your destination path is a local directory. Okay, can you try with that command? Just you can just you anyway you have copied a file, you copy one file from there. You copy one file from Hadoop environment and bring them into local file system. So copy to local command, you can just see here. What is that command? Copy to local. It is same as get or copy to local, both same. Put and copy from local is same. Do it. Only you have to give source and destination path different. Laukik, you try with copy to local. Done?
So can you help me going in the virus mode for Windows?
When you restart, na, just press del key. Del it seems. DL command. It goes to bias. हाँ del कहाँ भी है ना वो del एक del की है ना DL की press it. I hope हाँ delete. You go to bias. Check it. Got it? No, only delete it. I think so because अभी तक तो मैं नहीं किया बहुत बार पहले करता था del. Bias is very difficult to change. How to get into comments. Okay. Yeah. Done all of you? See here. Now, okay. So these are all, I think, DF, DU, whatever we have seen. DU means disk usage. Okay. So memory usage, all commands are here. Okay. RM, RMDIR, RMR, RM command, put command, MUE command, move to local. Okay. Move from local. Okay. Move from local means you can local file to, you can move. LS you can use. Okay. So these all are file system commands. And now internally when you are moving file, okay, since you are moving file manually, since it's manually, as its file get copied. Okay, and HDFS is taking care of distributing file in the form of block and all internally. Now file is moved. Just in Hadoop, you are moving a file. Just moving file does not make any sense. You have to, you are copying file into a big data. This is one way. There are multiple ways to copy a file from different sources into Hadoop. This manually you are moving. Now another way is, suppose if your data is in database, your data is there in database. Database, I want to bring data into a Hadoop. Okay. I think as per this diagram, which is the tool we can use to bring data from database. Agar my data is in their database, there is a scoop. Okay. There is a scoop command which we use. So before getting into scoop practical, okay, a very important practical in now I have moved a file into Hadoop. After moving data into Hadoop, you have to start processing. You have to analyze, na, because that is the main core important part of processing in big data. Okay, processing in terms of what? Big data. Right. Now, since you people are having already this file, okay, open this. I'll give this command first. What is this command? I'll just share also this command to you. Okay, Here. Achha. Now, you are already in dir, the data file, correct? Data directory in the local file system. So there is a command and there is an unzip file called Shakespeare. Can you just check in your directory? There is a Shakespeare file is there. tar.gz is there. Okay. Now, okay. See here, all of you go to here. This is here you can say ls minus l. Okay, what is the file name here? You can Shakespeare tar.gz is there. Okay. So this is a tar.gz means what type of file it is? What type of file it is? It's a zip file. Okay. How to zip and how to unzip, you know, right? Unzip is a command, zip is a command. Zip means you can compressing the file, unzip means you are uncompressing the file. There's a one more command called tar. Okay, if you use a man tar, TAR tar. Okay, tar is a manual, means you can unzip this one. Unzip the file. Okay, unzip the file. So, and there are so many options also. If you see, so many options here. A, C, D, okay, CF, TVF, archive, .tar. List all files in the archival.tar file. Okay, so just tar is a command for unzipping. Okay, now what you can do that if I run this command, I want to unzip this file. Okay, tar zxvf. Tar zxvf, name of the file. Shakespeare.tar.gz. You just unzip it. You unzip that file. Tar zxvf. How to make large here? Yeah. Now you can just enter this command. Tar zxvf. If you want to know what is zxvf, okay, Q for quit. If you want to know what is this zxvf means, what you can do, you can just type a man, that's all. Man and that tar file. Agar if you use that man and tar, okay, you get a help. Okay, zx means you can see what is z and all. Okay, just type enter here. Z I'm looking na. X is there, extract. Okay, X is for an extract. Z is what? You can see what for Z is a zip file. Okay, what is the command here? Command is FF. F stands for verbose. Okay, F stands for file, archival file. Okay, I want to use these all options. And if you want to quit, you can just Q and type that command. Okay, tar, Z means zip file, X means extract, V means verbose, F means archive. Okay, what file you want to archive? This ones you can just enter. So now you have unzipped this file. Okay, now you can just ls minus L. Okay, there is a Shakespeare folder. Okay, Shakespeare folder. Now if you go to Shakespeare folder, how to go to Shakespeare folder? CD Shakespeare. Okay, just check what are the files are there. Comedies, glossaries, histories, and poems, tragedies. These are the files in the Shakespeare folder. Okay. Now, what I can suggest you, you create one directory in Hadoop called Shakespeare. How to create a folder in Hadoop called Shakespeare? How do tell me. Hadoop, very good. Hadoop fs minus mkdir. I want to use user / training / Shakespeare. Okay, Shakespeare I am using. Enter. Now I have copied one separate folder in Hadoop. Now I want to copy all files. Okay. I want to copy all files into Shakespeare. Okay. Either you can copy, what you can do, even if you don't copy, it will create a file. Suppose directly, if you want to copy a files, how to copy files from the local files here? Hadoop fs minus copy from local / now I want to copy all files. Okay, I can make star.star. Okay, all files. Where I want to copy user / training / SHAKER Shakespeare. Okay, in this folder, I want to copy all files. Enter. No, I think one way you can do is that star does not here. What I can do, best way is that you come out of this directory, Shakespeare. Okay, you are in the directory of data only. In the data, you have a Shakespeare folder. Okay. Now what I want to do, you are in the Shakespeare folder. You are out of the Shakespeare folder. I want to copy all files. Because I'm not using, because it's a big path, right? It's a big path. I don't want to use this big path. I can use straight away Hadoop fs minus put. Okay, use directly folder. SHAKESPEARE, Shakespeare. Directly folder you copy. Okay, / where you want to copy user / training. Okay, just if you type this much only, it will copy entire folder into training folder. Enter. It copied. Hadoop fs minus put Shakespeare is one folder you are going to copy into, okay, into training, user / training. Now check whether it's copied or not. How to check? What is the command? Hadoop fs minus ls / user / training / Shakespeare. First we check whether it is Shakespeare file folder got created. So here it is there. Okay. It is showing 0. Okay, now what is in Shakespeare? Let me just check. SHAKES. Here is Shakespeare. Yeah, that's Shakespeare folder. These are the files which are copied in the Shakespeare folder. These are all files, comedies, glossaries, histories, and all. Okay. Now check what is in poem files. What is the content of the poem files which is copied in the Hadoop? What is the command? You check, all of you. Hadoop fs minus cat / user / training / Shakespeare / poems. Okay. Poems. Poems is the name of the file. Only from that file I want to see. Okay. You can see this is the data in the poem file. Like a poem is there. Shakespeare poem is here. Okay. Is it what type of file it is? Is a structured file or unstructured file? Unstructured file, because it's just like a poem they have written. Now, if I want to process this file, if you want to do this file, there is some objective, na? What is that objective? I want to find out each word, how many times appear. Simple. Like, what is this? The word not. Okay, in the entire file, how many times it appear? Or the word like preach, how many times it appeared? The word with, how many times it appeared in the entire file? I want to count. Okay, I want to count. Okay, so now what is the command you use? WC. This is a Linux command. Even Hadoop command also is there, like Hadoop fs minus ls. How to use a WC command? WC is not a Hadoop command. Okay, that's a Linux command, right? So here, if you see, I think check whether WC command is there here. WC command is a check. I don't think there's a WC command here. Nowhere else. ST. No WC. Okay. There's no WC command. Anyhow, just what I'm trying to say, what I want to do, I want to count each word, how many times appears. This is a task I want to give it to a Hadoop. Count how many words are there in the particular word. That is part of a process. You are processing your data. In order to process data, which component of Hadoop is being used? Which component of Hadoop is used for processing a data? MapReduce. Okay, MapReduce is used, is another component is used for processing data. Right? Hadoop is HDFS is taking care of only pushing data. It holds data into all nodes and everything. But now I want to process, I cannot keep that data. I have to process that data. One simple example is I want to count how many words in that file, any file. Let it be Mahabharata. Let it be entire Mahabharata. Thousands of files are there. I want to execute. For that, MapReduce being is another component is used. Now, question comes about what is MapReduce, right? So, MapReduce, if you want to know, it is a programming language. MapReduce is a programming language or an engine which is used to process the data. Okay. Now, MapReduce, let us example here. Okay. Now, if you want to see what is MapReduce, the processing module of Hadoop version 1 is known as a MapReduce. Okay, it's called a MapReduce. MapReduce is a Java-based distributed programming framework. Okay, it's a distributed programming framework. Because today you can see Spark, Hive, Pig. Okay, but in the beginning of Hadoop, there is no MapReduce. There is no like this what tools today we have. Do we find that the laptop what we have today is there in 40 years back? No, definitely no. If you go to 1950, okay, only this room is used only for CPU. One room for what? Input. One room for display. 3 room ka to work with one PC, personal computer. Today, 3 feet bhi nahi chahiye. Okay, pocket computer today. So technology has evolved. Okay, when the Hadoop has started in the beginning, so whatever tools we have today, like Spark, you can see, cloud computing, so many machine learning and all, today it is all coming. But earlier it was not there. But earlier they started for processing data by writing huge lines of code. That too using Java. Because Hadoop is written in Java. I think in 2006, 2010 and all, I entered in Hadoop Big Data in 2014. When I came from on-site, directly in 2014 में मैं इसमें घुस गया Big Data में. उस वक्त that time, if you know Java, hire in Big Data. Because we need a people who knows Java. Because I want to write a program here. Java developers, okay, is to write a program. Today, Python is there. Ruby is there. Okay, Python is getting famous for machine learning. Earlier, 10 years back, no one knows Python. It was just an ignored language. Today, they are competing with the R language because they are introducing a lot of libraries for, especially for data science. Today, Python become a hot cake. Right? Even you can write a program in Python also for this. Now, I would like to discuss about MapReduce. MapReduce is a Java-based distributed programming model. It's leveraged the feature of HDFS to execute high-performance batch processing of the data stored in HDFS. The processing can be divided into major functions, which are map function and reduce function. So MapReduce, usually I can say it is a user-defined functions. अगर आप user-defined function बोल सकते हैं, अगर if you are using a Java, it's called a user-defined class. Okay. So, but this is the framework we follow for writing a program. Now, what you do that whenever you want to map and reduce, two things. Map means split. Reduce means combine. Okay, map means split. Reduce means what? Combine. So, in a map, especially in whenever you are following a user-defined functions map, it takes input. Mapper class takes an input, or a function also takes an input. Any function it takes an input. Okay, here also mapper takes input. What type of input it takes? It takes mapper inputs are in the form of a key and value format. Key and value format. It reads in the form of key and value, and whenever the mapper function is over, it generates output in the form of a intermediate key and intermediate value. Intermediate key and intermediate value. Okay, so after that, there are three. When you are working with a MapReduce job, there are three phases. One is the mapper phase. Okay, what mapper phase does? It reads data, it splits into multiple outputs. That is called intermediate results, and writes into a disk. Okay, it has to write that output into a disk. Then there is an inbuilt in Hadoop. There is an inbuilt functions called sort and shuffle. Sort and shuffle. Shuffling the data between partitions. While sorting, it shuffles the data. Right. After shuffling, okay, again it writes back into the disk. Then reduce function starts execute. Okay, it reads that sorted data, then it aggregates the output. It aggregates the output. Then that final output is written into Hadoop. So this MapReduce can be used for any purpose. That's what your data science. कुछ भी करो इधर MapReduce कर सकता है. You can write MapReduce jobs for doing anything, for machine learning purpose, for processing data purpose. Okay, but only thing is that a lot of lines of code you have to write. Okay, lot of lines of code you have to write in Java, Python, Ruby. Okay, these are all languages supports for MapReduce. Okay, suppose if you write a program in Java, what we do normally? Do you know all of you know Java? Python में कैसा करता है आप लोग? Java Python program लिखा, then how do you do it? हाँ क्या? How let me the procedure. हाँ, you write a program. हाँ.
We type enter to run the program.
ठीक है, मुझको स्क्रिप्ट दिया समझो. आप लोग एक प्रोग्राम लिखा प्रिडिक्शन के लिए. एज ए डेटा साइंटिस्ट, प्रिडिक्शन मैं इनपुट देता हूँ एक डेटा. अब योर प्रोग्राम विल गेट प्रिडिक्ट, टेक रीड डेटा, प्रिडिक्ट एंड गिव मी आउटपुट. ओके, नाउ योर इसके लिए आप प्रोग्राम लिखा. ओके, दैट प्रोग्राम you give me. I am unknown person. Okay, you give me that program. Now tell me how to execute that. Why? After compilation, which file it creates?
H5.
Huh?
H5.
What is that? Pickle file.
Prediction file. We will pickle file.
No. हाँ, pickle file. हाँ, correct. हाँ, correct. Now, what is that pickle file? Pickle, what is the extension of that? Dot .sav. Correct. हाँ. Now, what is the source code path? अगर source file है आपका Python का file, what is the extension of that? IP. हाँ, correct. हाँ, Python का ना, Python का extension क्या है? हाँ, PY. Jupyter notebook है ना, Eclipse. अगर आप यूनिक्स में लिखना चाहता है तो यू विल यूज अ कोड ना, समथिंग. ओके, अगर आप यूपीआई में लिखने वाला है, इधर पीआई में लिखना पड़ेगा ना. सो इज अ जुपिटर नोटबुक यूज इज अलग बात. बट व्हेन यू सेव दैट इन अ स्क्रिप्ट, इट हैविंग एक्सटेंशन ऑफ .py. करेक्ट. देन यू कंपाइल इट. अगर एरर कुछ नहीं हो गया कंपाइल होने के बाद, व्हिच फाइल इट क्रिएट्स? .pickle. Okay, pickle is a converted file. Okay, converted file. Now if I get that pickle file, I can directly run it. Am I right, whatever I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. So now in Java, coming to a Java part, we write a program having extension of JAVA, Java. Source code is having an extension of Java. Okay, when you compile, it creates a class file. It creates a class file. Class means it's the executable files. Java class. It's the executable file. It's a compiled executed file. You can direct pickle बोल रहे हैं ना आप? Same.
Sir, you are talking about IT function.
हाँ? अगर if your Java source code is there, I have written a program for Java. It is having extension of JAVA, Java. I compile it. Okay, Java -C something. I do it. I compile it. What it creates a class file. Dot class. Okay, in Java में dot class it's like a pickle file. Okay, वो class file I will keep into one jar file. jar means एक छोटा jar रहता है ना, pickle का jar. Okay, my jar all class file I will put into one jar file. Okay, so same thing here. What I do that in Java, we used to write a MapReduce program for anything. Anything you do, even maybe a processing, maybe analysis. MapReduce job is written, but for that we follow this architecture. This framework we follow. What is this framework? There is a mapper functions we write. Then there is a supple, sort and supple. There is a reducer function. So you need not to bother as a developer between sort and shuffle. Automatically, it's a part of Hadoop. But now you have to write two functions. One is a mapper function and reducer function. Okay. So what mapper function takes? When I say mapper function or mapper class, function always takes an input. Okay. So here also mapper takes two input in the form of a key and value. First column, first parameter is a key column, second parameter is a value column. Then that after passing this key and value format to that function, it will process. It generates output. Okay. Whatever result is there, it results out of that mapper class in the form of intermediate key and intermediate value. Intermediate key and intermediate value. Okay. Then after that, sort and shuffle, don't bother. Okay. Automatically, Hadoop is taking care. Now, third is what? Again, reduce. Reduce also takes in the form of intermediate key and intermediate value as its input. Okay. And it will process, then generates output in the form of a key and value. Is that clear to you all? Is that a key and value it will take here? That's what here. The data read in the map function is read in the form of a key and value pairs. The processed output of the map function is also in the key and value pairs. That's what I'm talking about, intermediate key and intermediate value. Okay. Let us take one example. How exactly it does. How exactly it does. For that, we can also write a program. For that, we can write a program also. Now, I'll write this thing. They have given about seashells on the seashore where sea also shells. Okay, this is an example. Now, coming back to here. Okay, now I'll just start over here. New. Okay, now what I'll do. Okay, this is an input. Okay, what is my input? Seashells on the seashore. Okay, now I write here the cat sat on the mat. This is my string. Instead of seashells, na? So I'll use this. Okay, now the second is what? The dog sat on the sofa. Okay, dog sat on the sofa. Now, what my target is what? Count. Okay, each word. How many times appears? Correct? Now here, if I take an output as a here, input and output is here. What is expected output here? What is the expected output? Each word, how many times appear? For example, the word. How many times appear in the entire text? I'm giving entire text.
4 times.
How many times? 4 times. Because if you see in this, the cat sat on the 2 times. The dog sat on the 2 times. 4 times. Now what about the equal to 4? Right. Then what about cat? How many times? 1 time. What about dog? 1 time. What about sat? Sat how many? 2 times. Then how many times mat? 1 time. How many times sofa? 1 time. What else is left? On. How many times? 2 times. How many times dog? 1 time. Dog is done? Yeah, if dog is done, it's okay. Now, this is your expected output. Okay, this is your input here. Now, how to write a map reduce program for this, I will tell you. Okay, now I told you that map function. Okay, map function takes input what? It takes in the form of key and value. Okay, two inputs. It also generates two outputs. That is intermediate key, comma, intermediate value. Okay, intermediate key and intermediate value. Now, here in this case, key is not there. Okay, it assumes that line number is a key and your string is the value. Okay, string is the value here. Okay, now line number 1 will be assigned to line number 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be assigned to a variable called K, and the cat sat on the mat, the dog sat on the mat. One by one, it will be assigned to a value P variable. Okay, now as I said, it splits. Its first map means split. Okay, it splits each word. Okay, each word. So how do you differentiate these words here? How do you differentiate the and cat is the two words? What is that? You are using a split function. In Python, if you are asked to in Python, use a split function. In Java, we use a tokenized function. In Java, we use a tokenized function. In Python, you use a split function. Now, the first what it does, it takes a data, wherever space is, it splits. Okay. Now, first time it reads the. Okay. When I am splitting, as I said, it returns in the form of a intermediate key and intermediate value. Anyway, it is reading this. This data is being read. Now, when I am splitting here, what I do in the form of key and value. What I do, I will make a constant value 1. Okay. Constant value what? 1 here. The comma 1. Again, second is what? Cat comma 1. Then again, sat comma 1. Then on comma 1. Then the comma 1. Then mat comma 1. It splits each word. Wherever it finds space, it splits. Then again, what? The comma 1. Okay. Then dog comma 1. It keep on each and every data and splits it. Okay. Then sat comma 1. Okay. Then one by one, on comma 1. Then the comma 1. Okay. Then sofa comma 1. Okay. Like this, it splits. Maybe internally, it makes some different partitions. This can be one partition. This can be a 2 partitions. Okay. Internally, because it has to split data into different partitions. Okay. This can be a 0th partition. Okay. Partitions are 0 and 1. If you have multiple partition, you can also write a separate program for partitions also. Now, here this way it displays. Now I told you, this is a phase 1. Okay, this is what a phase 1. Phase 2, what it does? Phase 2 is sort and shuffle. Okay, sort and shuffle here. It shuffle the data. It shuffle the data. So whenever you shuffle the data, okay, whenever you are using a sorting, any command you use a sort. You cannot sort like that, right? You are using a key column. Sort on column name. I think in SQL you might have heard, right? Sort on column name. There should be a key column always. Whenever you want to join, you cannot join like that. You have to join with the key column. So here also, when you are sorting data, there is a key column. What is the key column here in this case? The, cat, sat, on. This is a key column. So based on it, it will sort it. Okay, when you are sorting the first way, what comes first? A, B. Any word comes with A here? No. A, C. Cat, comma, 1. Second value automatically comes here. Dog, comma, 1. Right. Then A, B, C, D, E. Any word E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, M, M. Mat, comma, 1. M, N, no. Okay. On. Okay. On. First time it will find here on. Okay. When it 2 times, it appends value. Okay. It appends a value. O, P, Q, R, S, SAT. How many times? 1 time. Yes. Immediate water. So far. In sorting, no, it is a. Okay. Yes. T. T. D is there. Acha. Acha. SAT 2 times means appends the value here. Okay. So far, how many times? 1 time. D. How many times? 4 times it finds. It appends. Okay. It appends. Okay. What else is left? What else is left? Say, for example, if this is in a 0th partition, okay, and this is in 1 partition. Now, all data which are in 0th partition have come here in 0th partition data, maybe like SAT or something, some data will come. D is also here, D is here, and D appears in first partitions. Means it shuffle it. Okay. Now, this is the output of a sort and shuffle. Okay. This is the output of what? Sort and shuffle. Now, third phase comes into picture. Phase 3 is a reduce. Okay. Reduce here, map reduce. Map reduce also takes in the form of intermediate key and intermediate value and final input, my final key and final value. Okay, it reads intermediate key value. Okay, now here what is the key value here? What is the key column? Cat, dog, mat, on, SAT, sofa, and all. Okay, for this is a, you know that looping statement in Python, right? So this is an external looping statement I use, outer loop I use for reading all data. Okay, because how many lines are there here? Around 7 lines are there. Each line I have to read 1 by 1. That's an okay. This is the outer loop. Within each line, how many values are here? Maybe in first line, maybe 1 value is there. Whereas when it comes to on and SAT or D, there are multiple values are there here. Correct. So here, 1 loop is for reading data lines. In each line, I have to read another one. That's the inner loop I have to use. 2 looping statement I have to use here. Okay. In inner loop, what I do, I sum it. What I want to sum here, I want to sum the value. I want to sum the value. The first it comes here, cat. So how many words are there here? Only 1. Okay, I will make it cat equal to 1. Dog, because only the moment it end of the loop, inner loop will come out. Okay, the moment it reaches last record of the inner loop, it will come out. Dog also same thing. Dog also equal to 1. Because I am summing the data. I am summing the data. Mat is also 1. Okay, then on. 2 times inner loop will get performed. So that is become a summation is the 2. Okay. Third, SAT. Again, it performed twice because 2 times it will inner loop it get performed. That's I'm summing it is SAT become a 2. And so far, okay, is also only 1 time. Whereas so far equal to 1. D. When it comes to a D 4 times it will perform. Okay, summation is a 4 times. I'll sum the data. So this particular logic for reduce, for map, as a developer, you have to write a program. As a developer, you have to write a program. Map is usually it is used for a data processing purpose, data preparation purpose. and what exactly you want to do, that logic you have to write as part of reduce. What exactly you want to do. Okay. So for this program, if you come back here, okay, if you come back here, say, there is a program here. I'll just explain you. You need not write here because this is not part of this. Okay. When you go back to this, ls minus l, let me know when you want to break.
We have lecture.
What time?
1.
It's already 1:06. Till what time you will be there? Because I want to complete this part.
How much time?
I need 1 hour max. 1 hour max. Because I will finish this. So next time I will start a scoop pig hive. Finish first day. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow I will finish that. So my Hadoop and big data will finish. After that I wanted to start a Spark. So if I complete today this, because this program I have to explain this program. नहीं, अगर आपका कंटिन्यू है तो मैं आधा घंटा में करता क्योंकि आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन इट दैट्स ऑल हाउ इंटरनली आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन दिस प्रोग्राम इज देयर विद मी आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन सो दैट यू कैन एग्जीक्यूट दैट प्रोग्राम प्रोग्राम एक्सप्लेनेशन ये प्रोग्राम बताए ना आपको व्हाटएवर आई शोड हियर इन द एक्सेल शीट फॉर दिस देयर इज अ जावा प्रोग्राम दिस आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन यू देन आई वांट टू एग्जीक्यूट दैट सो दैट यू विल गेट अ रिजल्ट दैट्स माय मैप प्रोड्यूस होने के बाद tomorrow pig scoop hive very high level I wanted to cover with commands and practicals. Just ask it. अगर कंटिन्यू है तो आधा घंटा पौना घंटा मुझको चलता है चलता है मुझको She is from the outside or what? Huh? Office में ना. When you come back to here, हाँ अगर ये कंटिन्यू किया तो क्योंकि मैं डायरेक्टली प्रोग्राम एक्सप्लेनेशन करने वाला बाकी कुछ नहीं Okay. See here. Until then, what can I do? Break? You want to take break? Break गया तो तुम लोग जाएगा मुझे पता है क्योंकि वो अभी 40 minutes 21 को बोला था आप लोग आया 40 को I don't want that. वो मैं इधर कवर एक्स्ट्रा ले रहा हूँ इसलिए हाँ नहीं मत क्योंकि अभी हाँ अभी जस्ट ये प्रोग्राम एक्सप्लेन बाकी कुछ नहीं ये प्रोग्राम है एक्सप्लेनेशन करने वाला तो प्रोग्राम जावा में कैसा लिखता है तो प्रोग्राम एक्सप्लेनेशन करता हूँ रन करता हूँ देन आपको बोलता हूँ कैसा रन करने का आप लोग गो थ्रू दैट ओके सो दैट मैप प्रोड्यूस तो एक खत्म हो जाएगा बाकी ऊपर का है ना वो इकोसिस्टम का है कल वो छोटा छोटा वो इजी है इससे भी इजी है क्योंकि एसक्यूएल कमांड लिखने का ओके हियर फॉर दिस द सेम प्रोग्राम इज हियर ओके आप लोग का एक्सरसाइजेस है इधर there are so many programs are there na I'll just show only one exercise solutions if you want to see There are so many programs are here. So many programs for combiner ke liye, counter ke, so many are there. But now what I want to do, word count. Okay, I will go to a word counter. Okay, here there are 3 are written. Correct? Right. So always you need a mapper class. Mapper class and reducer class are basically a subclasses. Okay, subclasses तो directly execute नहीं कर सकता. Okay, I have to have a main class. Okay, that's called here a driver class.
So this program we can run from Python.
No, this is a Java program.
So we have to run Java.
No, इधर Java है, आपको मैं बोलता हूँ.
Basic sir, basic.
हाँ, basic. I'm just giving you. I will tell you how to do that. I will explain it. तो मुझे main है. I only explain in logic.
Okay.
Then आप लोग just try करो बस. You can run it. I will give a command to execute. Run it. So now, here there are 3 minimum class you have to write in Java. One is a driver class through which you are invoking subclasses. And subclasses are like a mapper class is one subclass, reducer class is another subclass. Right? So now I will just show you first a main class. The word count is a main class. Okay. Now here I like word count is a main class. Huh? It's called a driver class here. This is a program. Okay. You don't bother about how to import and all. This is Java program. It is nothing to do with you. Okay. So this is a main class in which usually main class are being used for configuring the system. Configuring the system. We have to configure your program, like which is your input class, which is your input path, which is your output path. Okay, which class should be executed first, which class should be executed later. So all you will define in the main class. Okay, in Python, you have written your own functions. You are written your own functions, right? Are you calling directly that function? You have. You first you define small function. A छोटा function आप define करता है, but directly you can execute, cannot execute that. ना? You have one more function here. Okay, ये function में एक call करता है. This is what is main class. This is like a main class. वो इसमें छोटा-छोटा 2 functions हैं, mapper and reducer. वो main class में here what we do that? We do that कितना argument चाहिए? How many arguments I want to take? Where from I have to read the input? Where I have to write an output? Which class I have to call first? Okay. Always I have to need an input. Then I have to execute mapper class first. Without mapper, I cannot run reducer class first. Because reducer is depending on mapper output. Okay. वो इधर लिखता है. एक word count is a program, a class. Okay. Then here we are defining it takes minimum 2 input. If it is more than 2 input, if the argument length, whatever you are giving argument, okay, argument path, argument, if it should be always 2 only. It should not be 1, it should not be 3 also. वो अगर है तो you will get an error. Okay, if it is an error, so word count input is wrong, something it will give. Now, when you go to this, okay, here I am calling a function, word count class I am calling, job name is a word count, and I am first input path, 0th location, 0th argument is input path. First argument is a output path. So input path means I am giving a file input to that program and output is being written into a second path. Okay, that's a output path. And first function I am calling, class is calling, mapper class I am calling. Second class, after mapper class, I am calling here a reducer function, reducer class I am calling. Did I mention anywhere here a sort and shuffle? No. Sort and shuffle is part of a Hadoop. Okay. So this much only you have to write. Save this program. Okay. Now, Go to a mapper class. Mapper is also one subclass. PI word mapper. Okay, word mapper is also one program. In mapper class, hum kya kiya idhar? What we did in mapper class? Here we read each and every word. Okay, we read this particular input and split into words. Okay, how we did split? Wherever it finds a space. Okay, it's splitted, right? And for every split, I am using one constant value called 1. Okay, now coming back to this here, this is a mapper class. I said 4 inputs. Okay, 2 input, 2 output, 4 parameters. Long iteratable text means first parameter is a key, then value. Key is an integer type because it is reading a line number. That's a line number is the integer, and entire text in that file, okay, is a text format. Output, what I have done? Text and integer. Cat, comma 1, dog, comma 1. Dog is in text, 1 is an integer. So this is what a text output is. Intermediate result is text, key, and iterable is an integer value. Now here it is taking, it is reading each and every word. Okay, that word is reading here. If you see that word, it is assigning this value. Okay, it is reading this particular word, value dot to string. Means each line it reads from the file assigned to a variable called line. Assigned to variable called what? Line. Then that line you have to split. Here this is split. Wherever space is there. W plus means space. Wherever space is there, from in that line, it splits. Here we are calling a split function. Okay. Now, this split function, while this I read a data, I splits, while emitting, while outputting, I write this, where I am writing this word, after split, I am writing this, that particular split output in a variable called word. Okay, this output I am going to write context dot write. I am writing what I am writing? Text word. Then one constant value I am writing, that's a 1. Each line it reads, each string it reads, assigned to a line variable, and wherever space is splits it, and each word will be assigned with 1 constant value. 1 constant value, only this much only. Okay, save this. Okay, now coming to a reducer. Okay, when I use a reducer here, sum reducer. This also a Java file. Sum reducer takes input in the form of text. This is a reduce function I am calling here. Okay, text I am calling. Text reading, I am reading a text, and text is a key column. And in that key column, we have 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That is what I say is a iterable. Here it's called a iterable because within that I am going to use it. Now I am using one word, one variable called word count equal to 0. Some value I am talking now. Word count equal to 0. Now it is an inner loop. You go to here. This is an inner loop here. Okay, this part is an inner loop. What I am doing, I am reading a value. That value is what? 1 or 1, 1, whatever, depends on that what you are reading. That value, what I am doing, I am summing here. Word count equal to word count plus value. Okay, word count equal to word count plus value. Means whatever one, how many times 1 appears, that many times assigns to a word, and I'm summing the value. That clear? Okay. So here, this is, and I'm writing what again? Key and some word, whatever value I'm using here, 1, 5, number of times, some value, I'm printing that value. Column name, that's what word, and this value. This is a basic logic for word count. So here, first what, this is outdated, I'm telling you. because you should know, again, when I use a scoop, I'll talk about MapReduce. When you use a pig, I'll talk about MapReduce. That time of MapReduce kya hai, kahan ja gaya, I don't want you to confuse. Internally kaisa ho raha hai aapko pata hona chahiye. Okay, this no one is spending time to write this much code today, because tomorrow you will see only a command. Only command only see. अगर आप command देख रहे हैं तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ internally MapReduce program execute हो रहा है, उस वक्त क्या MapReduce कहाँ से आ रहा है इधर word. This is MapReduce. Okay, this is only understand it here. Now you have written this program like a Python here. Okay, now I have to compile it. In order to compile, usually you write a Java. What is that command you use? Java minus something command you use, no, that Java minus C. Okay, so use a command called what? C here. Java C. Okay, I'll use this. I'll give you this command as it is. You execute. Huh? You will get execute. Java C class path. That's a class path name is a Hadoop, and I'm compiling all files having an extension of Java. Correct? So this is just simply, I will take this command. I run here. Okay, I run this. I compiled it. After compilation, what it creates, in Java, after compilation, it creates a class file. If you use ls minus l, you can see how many class files are there. SumReducer.class, wordCount.class, and wordmapper.class. So this is your executable files. Okay, these executable files you have to put into a jar file, because you cannot submit one subclass, right? You have to submit entire jar file to keep them into a jar file. So what you can do, you have to make a jar file. Jar CVF WC. I'm giving a name of the program is called a wc.jar, and all class file I want to put into here. Okay, so I just write a jar file. I'll create a jar file here. Okay, now ls minus l. Now this is one jar file here. Now this is become your ready-made program. So this ready-made program, if you come to this particular here, in this case, as a user, I have written WC program here, word count program. I submit. Okay, I submit to where? To a here name node. Okay, name node, what it does? Just jar file I am submitting here. Jar file has a main program, that's a driver class. Within that, mapper class. Within that, we have one more reducer class. So this jar file is splitting here also, here also, here also. Because your whatever data you have is Shakespeare data you have put, so Shakespeare data here also, here also, here also in the form of blocks. Okay, so this jar file is replicating on all nodes here. Okay, now how to submit this one? So I'll submit this way. Hadoop command I'm using. Already you know Hadoop commands. It should start with the Hadoop. Hadoop jar wc.jar. Word count. Word count is the name of the class program. Internal program is word count is a class name. And you are giving an input called Shakespeare. Okay. And after Shakespeare, you want to write outputs into word counts. Okay. You want to count into word counts. Now what I'll do that, so I can go to here. I can run this statement. Okay. Simply I run it. So it reads data from the input, that Shakespeare folder. It executes mapper program, then it executes reducer program, then final output is written into word counts folder. So it takes time. Okay, it takes means like first always mapper will get executed. Huh? Without mapper, after completion of mapper class, then reducer class will start. Now when it reaches 100% mapper class, then you have met this one. So you can see, so you read around 175,558 lines. Input records are these many, and output records are obviously more. Splitting is also more. Okay, intermediate results are more. Okay, so these results are written over here. So where it is written? It is written in a word count folder in Hadoop, because Hadoop command I am using. So when I say here Hadoop fs minus ls / user training / so you will see one output called word counts here. Anything you write into a Hadoop is a folder. Now, if you want to see this output, it is a Java output. Okay, if you want to see here what is in word count, word counts here. See, there is a file called part 0. This is Java output. Huh? Python may be a different output. It is Java output. Part means partition. Okay. Now, if you want to see output from here, what is that? Cat / what is that? Hadoop. No? If I want to see the contents of that one, Hadoop fs minus what is that? User / training / word count. Word counts / part R. R stands for reducer. Okay, it creates a multiple partitions after reducer 0, 0, 5 zeros. Only one partition is there.
Fs minus.
Yes. Yeah, minus cat, na? No, Hadoop fs. Hadoop fs minus cat. Correct? Now you can just see here. This output. Okay, you can see how many times word appears here. See here. Wrong word appears 87 times.
Sir, this is in the file called poem from Shakespeare.
Not from Shakespeare, entire Shakespeare. Entire, because Shakespeare I'm giving as a input right here. If you see here, when a Hadoop fs here. Here, what is the input here? Shakespeare. Whole folder I am giving as an input. Or if you want to see directly from that poem files, / karo na. Folder name, again within that one more folder. So this I am giving entire folder and I am writing into another folder. The output. So how much lines you have to do here? Totally, if you see this simple program I'm talking, how many lines approximately? All three. All three means at least 50, 60 lines are there. Now, who has a time to write this much? Today. Today, you have later. They introduce, Hadoop Apache has introduced some ecosystems on top of that. Because everyone does not know Java. Everyone does not know Python. Everyone does not know how to write MapReduce. Because people like me or people like you who don't know anything, programming language, okay, still I want to work with the big data. For them, they introduce some few more languages or tools they have introduced. They are called Pig and Hive. There, chota ek 100 lines idhar likh raha hai na, you have written 100 lines. In Spark, you write just one line code. In Spark, totally lines of code has reduced. One line code you will write. Here, 100 lines become one line. Pig and Hive, you write this 50 lines become 10 lines code. Gradually, they are improving. Okay, 100 lines earlier we used to write. Tomorrow you will see the same thing I will show you. Same thing I will show you in 10 lines. Just 10 lines. Tick, 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 finish. Will be easy to understand. Spark may, same thing I will tell you. Spark also same thing how I will tell you, one line only. That much technology is being growing. Okay, so that is now I'm talking about the internal part of Hadoop. Agar tomorrow if I say pig command I will execute, hive command also I execute. वो लोग you will write a command like a SQL. You write a command like an SQL. But SQL command क्या करता है? वो it will convert into MapReduce Java internally. Tomorrow, if I write a pig command, a scoop command, I will tell you how to read a data from RDBMS and bring them into Hadoop. You write a scoop command, very easy. But internally ये अब execute हो गए ना map reduce program, उधर भी map reduce execute हो जाएगा automatically. उस वक्त तक I don't want to know that अरे what is this map reduce, what is going on internally, we don't know ना. तो इसलिए internally आपको देखना, you should know this. Okay, tomorrow scoop when I show you, it executes map reduce jobs. When I use a pig command, it executes a map reduce jobs. When I use a Spark, no, not Spark, Hive command, it executes map reduce jobs internally. Because there you write only 1 line code or 5 lines code. Those 5 lines codes, how many map reduce programs are generating automatically at back end. So that you should understand tomorrow. So tomorrow I will start scoop. Start with the scoop. Okay, few commands are there. How to, now I have taken a data manually. Okay, now that data I have processed through MapReduce. Now tomorrow what we will do that we read the data from RDBMS. MySQL is there here. Okay, here in this why I'm taking is if you type a MySQL here, so MySQL is MySQL minus username minus password is there. So if you run that, now MySQL will start. Here is a MySQL database also there. So I have a table in MySQL. I read this table from MySQL and bring them into Hadoop. I'll bring them into Hadoop. So now when I run this command, so backend MapReduce programming. Okay, so that time you know how MapReduce are there. How MapReduce programs are getting executed. Same thing pig, same thing Hive. So I will not go into details like it's not part of your course. Detail itself is a MapReduce itself is a 5 days. So only MapReduce 5 days program. Because अलग-अलग सिनेरियो हम लेते हैं ना. एक MapReduce word count, दूसरा मैप के लिए आपका बुक है, रामायण बुक है. Now I want to prepare index for that. इंडेक्स में लास्ट को इंडेक्स रहता है ना, दैट वर्ड कहाँ कौन सा पेज में अपीयर हो गया. I can write a program there. You can write a program. Any Bible you give it, thousands of within few minutes it will get performed. Depends on how many nodes in the cluster. If you have too many nodes in the cluster, that's what is a big data, na? Here, application is moving towards the data. Either if you see this particular diagram, na, here I am submitting a jar file here. Jar, your data is here. Okay, data is here, right? It is there already, data is here. Okay, you are already copied data. So this jar file means an application. This application you are moving towards data. Application moves towards data, but in existing traditional tools and technology, data moves towards application. That is the difference between Hadoop and traditional technology. In traditional technology, data is moving towards, your application is one place, data moves from application to, data moves towards application. Now here is different, ulta hai pura. Okay, application is moving where data is present, and here it is getting data from locally. Data is not transforming from one node to another node. Locally, locally your data is here only, it reads this data, executes the task. And it reads the data, it executes the task. It reads the data, it executes the search, and then you can combine the all output and send it to output to a user. Are you clear? Any questions? Madam? If you are not clear, let me know. So now, coming back to Prathamesh, I will just send you this commands to you so that you people can blindly execute it. Okay, I'm not, these commands are there. So you can execute these commands so that in absence of me, you can run these all things. Okay, second, tomorrow I'll have, I think case study is already given you.
Yes.
Okay, now I will show all commands. Some commands I will execute. Related to that command, you execute those case studies. अपना अपना लिख सकता है. Solution चाहिए तो मैं बाद में दे सकता हूँ. Okay, तो तुम लोग लिख, ठीक है? I will show some demo. Okay, based on that demo, based on your time availability, so we can, why don't you think from the machine learning perspective? मैं तो इतना तो बोल रहा हूँ, why don't you write machine learning applications on that? Here itself, why don't you write a machine learning part over here? Okay, now what I want to do, I will send this file to you. I think I have only Prathamesh number. This all I will, scoop is also there. I will execute scoop command tomorrow. Prathamesh, na? Or give me one of your mail ID. Prathamesh, na? Prathamesh, na? Huh? Okay, na?
Yes.
कंपोज नया होता है ना. I want to reply to this one. नहीं, already I have sent it. How to reply?
Open it and
SDFS कमांड तो आपको पता है. आपको SDFS scoop and map reduce. Okay, just check whether you have received or not. Scoop commands, map reduce command, SDFS commands. Okay, they have given same explanation about here. Like this, I have given the cat sat on the mat. So they have given seashells on the seashore. Okay, so this is what they have explained here. Here, like how it is mapper class, how reducer class, driver program. Okay, set up the job configurations like a mapper class and all. Okay, this is all what mapper, reducer, same thing I have executed. Like how she does and all. Okay, input file, reducer, output file. Okay, shuffle and sort phase. Okay, how it is changes. I have put into the diagrammatically. Okay, like map, job tracker, task tracker it does. Now tomorrow I'll start from here. Okay, so from here yarn I will complete. I will start yarn, little scoop, little pig, little hive, and others like Kafka and all. I'll just give an overview of that. So you have a practical on scoop, you have a practical on pig, you have a practical on hive. Small practicals are there. Okay. Okay, Loki, any questions do you have? Loki is there, he left it seems. Okay, I can sign out now. Sign out. Stop sharing.